DJ Metal Craig of Craig's Maelstrom here. I have one of the members of Capra with me today. Hey, how's it going? And would you like to introduce yourself and what position you do in the band? Hopefully I got the band name right.
Hey, yeah, you did. It's Capra, and I'm Tyler. I play guitar.
Please go back in the history of Capra and how the band all got started.
It got started back in December 2015. I had gotten out of like a 92-day rehab. And then my current drummer, Jeremy, and I were playing in multiple bands before that. I think the one before this one was like a doom sludgy slow band. So when I got out, I wanted to keep playing music, but I wanted to play fast. And I wanted to go back to like my roots and play what I wanted to play, and that was hardcore. After that, we went through like a bunch of different lineup changes. And then 2018, we got Crow Lotus to do vocals. And then we had Ben Paramore was our bass player for the longest time. And he had to leave, so we got Trevor Alamo first to play guitar, second guitar, and then he switched over to bass. So now we have the four of us just trucking along that way.
Right on, man. That's cool that you guys have been around since 2015.
Yeah, it's been a journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can bet. What made you guys decide to come up with a band named Capra?
Well, we're all kind of nerdy, and we play like video games and stuff. And for me, I'm obsessed with a game called Dark Souls, and I play it pretty much still to this day all the time. And one of the bosses in the first Dark Souls is the Capra demon, and it's kind of like this really small room that you walk into, and it's like this goat demon with two dogs, and it's really hard. It just kind of attacks you right off the bat. You really have no time to think about strategy or anything when you first encounter it. So it's kind of similar to how our band is, and was at the time, playing just small venues. People walk in and we're just there to be aggressive.
Right on. Funny thing you mentioned video games. I'm actually a video game fanatic myself. The machine we're using right now is a gaming system and a DJ system at the same time. I got almost 265 video games on my Steam profile for this computer.
Incredible. That's amazing. What's your favorite?
I've been into the Borderlands series lately.
Nice. That's a good game.
Yeah, the first one I'm still working on, man. It's been tricky for me. I get stuck all the time. I finally get somewhere, I get stuck. I get somewhere, I get stuck. It's just a headache with that.
Well, that's awesome. I have not had time to play much lately. We've been on the road and touring, and a lot of cool stuff coming out, but I'll have some time eventually.
Who's all in the? Oh yeah, you listed that off earlier. I heard it in the thing. I was going to ask you about the lineup, what instruments they play, but you mentioned that in the previous question I asked at the beginning. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
You don't mind listing off the lineup again? What is the instruments they play?
I play guitar, and then Jeremy Rendazzo he's the drummer. Crow Lotus is vocals, and Trevor Alamo is our bass player.
Right on. This next one might be a bit of a stumper. How did you guys come up with the Capra band logo, and who was the artist used to design it?
So our first one ever was actually our original vocalist, Lee, and he drew that up. He was a tattoo artist, and so we used it for a very long time. It was symbolic of what we wanted, and we really liked it. And then now going into the next album, we've decided to switch the logo to a more simplistic look. And that was designed by Nat Lacuna, who also plays in a band, the Holy Ghost Tabernacle Choir.
Right on. What are the band's immediate music career goals?
Our goals?
Yeah.
Well, to be the biggest band in the world. Other than that, we just want to have fun, and we want to play cool shows, and we want to our music. I think like the main goal that has just always been underlying theme in our music is that we put all of our emotions behind it. We talk about addiction, we talk about mental health, we talk about all that stuff because it's things we also go through. So if anyone of our listeners can hear that and then relate to it, and we can help them in any way, that's pretty much our main priority, our main goal.
Cool. With the album airs dropping on October 6th, 2023. Hopefully I got the date right on that. Where can the album be pre-ordered or purchased?
Yeah. Yeah, it is available now for pre-order. And then you're correct. It comes out October 6th, 2023.
Okay, that's awesome. This next one is also a good one. What formats for the new album airs are from Capra are the album dropping in? And like, what different formats are the people going to be able to buy in it?
Well, it'll be digital, it'll be CD and vinyl. And possibly we've been talking about doing some sort of cassette release, just kind of like a limited release. That's not for sure yet, but it's something that's up in the air.
Okay, and with the vinyls, what formats are the vinyls going to be dropped in for the listeners?
We have two different variants available. If you check our socials, you can see pictures of it, and they're both available for pre-order. As far as format, I'm not too sure.
Because I noticed one of them was a colored vinyl, like in a interesting.
They're both
format.
colored, yeah. One is a red with kind of with a splatter. It's more leaning towards marble, but it seems a little bit like it has a splatter. And the other one is just straight marble.
Okay, I thought that one was pretty cool the way it looked in the email that Nikki, who set us up with this interview today, sent me. I thought that album looked cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love the red. For the first album, we went with the pink splatter and the yellow splatter, and then had a gray marble. And for this one, we decided on that red just because it goes with the album art so well.
That's cool, man. How did it feel working with Candace from Walls of Jericho, and how did this come about on one of the songs you guys did?
It was awesome to work with her. I've been a huge fan of Walls of Jericho since probably 2001. So I've been listening to them for a long time. They were a major influence on my music and just for hardcore in general. But after we parted ways with our original vocalist, I had decided that I had been listening to a lot of female fronted type bands, like hardcore bands, punk bands, metal bands, black metal bands, Oathbreaker, Walls of Jericho, Gouge Away. So I knew I wanted to go into that direction. I felt like more women needed a voice in hardcore. And Candace was a huge inspiration for that. So to see just the idea behind that with like Crow and Candace on the same track going back and forth, where it's like, here's what we're doing, but like here's also where it came from on the same song, was pretty surreal. And when we did this album, like we talked a lot about it was already finished, and I had the idea to add a guest vocalist, and we went through and tried to figure out who we wanted, and I was just like, I want to shoot for Candace from Walls of Jericho. And we talked to Ryan Williams, our AR guy at Metal Blade, and he contacted her, and she heard the song, and she was more than happy to do it, and it came out incredible.
Right on. That's cool and awesome, man. This next one's a really good one. Who was used to mix and master the album Errors?
So it was mixed and mastered by the same people that did In Transmission, which is Taylor Young mixed it, and Brad Boatwright of Audio Siege mastered.
You have a tour coming up. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, we leave this week, actually a few days, Friday or Saturday morning. And we hit Chattanooga, Cincinnati, Pennsylvania, and then we go over to Detroit to start our run of shows with Zayo and Your Spirit Dies. And then after that ends in South Carolina somewhere, I think, or North Carolina. One of the two Carolinas. it ends, and we go and do the next 4 dates with some friends in a band, Stay Lost, from Birmingham, Alabama.
Right on, man. Just so you know, if you guys ever do come up here for a tour, hopefully make it to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada at some point.
Yeah, we would love to get out to Canada.
How did it feel using the Austrian studio estuary recordings for this album?
Oh, Estuary was great. Both studios. I cannot remember the name of the second studio, which is Andrew Hernandez's studio. But we had a blast. It was awesome. We started the first 3 days doing drum tracks, and after that, we got into guitars, bass, vocals, and stuff like that. And Andrew was just a pleasure to work with. We sought him out. We wanted to actually travel for this album and work with a producer, and he's done some really good work with our friends in a band called Glassing from Austin, Texas, and Portrayal of Guilt, and This Will Destroy You. So we knew it was going to be a great experience, and it was.
That leaves us with 3 more for the interview, and then we are out of here, and I'll need a couple of station IDs.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh, I was saying, okay.
Okay. Does the band have any band gear endorsements?
Yeah, we do. I have a guitar endorsement through Balaguer Guitars, and I believe that's it for right now. We're working on a few more after this album. I'm trying to get Diodaria. I want strings.
Right on, man. Just so you know, if I ever get my band back together and going, hopefully I can get an endorsement from Shure Microphones and to prove I'm actually a vocalist for this music.
Nice. Yeah, that was so loud that the audio didn't even come through.
It came through on my side in the interview. I didn't mean for it to cut out on your end.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, buddy. I didn't mean to blow your eardrums out.
No, the audio cut out. It was so loud.
I have a powerful set of lungs, that's why.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, I can tell.
Yeah, I actually started learning this stuff without a microphone.
Yeah.
So when I go on the microphone, I have to tell you a funny story before we get out of here with the second last question of the interview and the last question of the interview. I was actually doing a show on 666 night in June of 2006, and I was so loud with one of my high-end vocal ranges. I had the mic about that far away from me, I figure. I did my record style scream. I blew the PA speaker out.
Wow.
Is that crazy or what?
That's nuts.
Like, I gotta make sure I'm careful about how I use my mic because I got a Shure 87A beta mic for doing my music with for my band.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Well, sir, the second last question of the interview is: would you like to talk about the video you did for the song? I don't know the name of the title of it offhand. That you have that Nikki sent me the video to check out for. That's on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Human Commodity is the most recent that we dropped, and that was filmed and edited by our friends Jai Benoit and Jarek Thibodeau. We actually recorded that at our practice space. We practice in a storage facility. We've been there for just not even with this band, multiple. We've been over 10 years with different bands, and there's a lot of bands out there that practice. So we set up like in a middle area and decided to do a kind of like camera turn situation, knowing that Candace would film her part from somewhere else and send it to us. And then we had to tie all that in together. So I think we made it look pretty good for her not even being on location.
Right on. Just so you know, that video actually was very cool and awesome, man. I thought the video was very well put together and all that. You guys did a great job on it. Just so you know, man.
Thank you.
At least it was the
We try to remain as DIY as possible. So we didn't go above and beyond. We just had a cool idea and ran with it.
I get you there, man. Sorry, I had a bit of a lag on the audio for this for a sec. Not my fault. Sometimes technology can be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But I got what she said. That leaves us with the last question of the interview now. What new band news do you have on the Capra front? And anything we have missed in this interview that you'd like to talk about?
Um, I don't think so. We covered the tour, we covered the album. After that, we're doing like a small run in November. I think it'll be it's like a week, 6 or 7 dates, but we're playing Dia de los Deftones in San Diego. And then coming back and doing our final show of the year in our hometown. Kind of like an album release party type situation. But yeah, that's about it for this year.
Cool. And before we get into the station IDs, I'd like to thank you over here at the station, which this interview is going to be airing on, and it's going up on YouTube as well. Thank you for the time at Mangled Music Radio with Craig's Middlestorm. And now we're going to do the first station ID, which is, hey, this is Tyler of Capra, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
Got it. All right.
Whenever you're ready, buddy.
All right. Hey, this is Tyler from Capra, and you are listening to Mangled Music Radio.
And the last one for Craig's Metal Storm, and you can come up with whatever you want in that one for the station ID, man.
Craig's Metal Storm.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tyler from Capra, and you are listening to Craig's Metal Storm.
Cool. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you very much for the interview.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I'm just trying to find the recording end button so I can stop the recording. Found it. Have yourself a good rest of your day, Tyler. Thank you very much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take care, Craig.
Bye.